Hello and welcome to my Let's Play / stream Star Trek Online. This is part 33 of my TOS era Tactical Officer, and we're going to undertake the Galaxy at Large story arc, The Lost Dominion. Means that we're already here in the end of the Alpha Quadrant, right near Deep Space Nine. Also, as promised, is our new ship. This is the Lafayette class destroyer. It's based off a New Orleans class destroyer, which was seen destroyed on TNG episode the Best of Both Worlds. So to access this mission, it's incoming hails. We've already done one of these already, so let's do Lost Dominion.
We're holding a conference at Deep Space Nine to discuss a unified effort against the Borg. I'm particularly interested in getting the Dominion involved. Next time you pass through DS9, see if you can schedule time for the conference.
So it's accept. There's two missions here. We've got the base mission, and then we just got the normal mission. So just bear with me. Just approach Deep Space Nine. Yes, just approach Deep Space Nine. Approach Deep Space Nine. So I'm having some issues with now this is a full-on destroyer, so I have done what I need to do with it. Dock. Alright. For some reason, let's turn to the ship. For some reason, that's not. We're not supposed to be on this Deep Space Nine. I've done it. I'm not sure. I could visit Deep Space Nine, but here it is. So, second wave.
By now, you've faced the Borg. The collective is appearing with more frequency in the Alpha Quadrant now. and Defera is facing repeated attacks. We've been able to push them back so far, but we can't do it forever. Not without help. Starfleet has convinced representatives from the Klingon Empire, the Cardassians, and the Deferi to meet on Deep Space Nine. We want you to be there as well.
And shall accept. Now this is on the old Deep Space Nine. Before it got changed with Victory's life, so get to see the old station as it was. Here it is. Welcome to Deep Space Nine. I know you're here for the conference, but Commander Andrews would like to see you in ops as soon as you have time. Enjoy your stay, sir. Now this is the old Deep Space Nine. Now you briefly saw the new one. It's much more attuned to the it's much more attuned to the show Deep Space Nine. This was huge. I mean, this was massive, this place. But anyway, we need to head up to ops. So meet with Commander Karen Andrews.
Welcome to DS9. I'm Commander Karen Andrews, Captain Carlin's first officer. He asked me to inform you that he's been delayed dealing with an incident in Cargo Bay 3.
Sorry, just bear with me. Unfortunately, we won't be able to begin the conference until Captain Carlin is available. I wonder, would you be willing to track down the other attendees and inform them of the delay? I can send a junior officer, but I thought it would be a way you would get the chance to meet the delegates before informal talks began. Every little bit of the connection or information helps with diplomatic situations. This is the old ops station. This is all really. This is all changed as well. Everything's changed. 8 years this was the original. This was the use of Deep Space Nine. Still doesn't play the Deep Space Nine music though. Missed opportunity there. Or maybe it's just licensing issues. So we've got to speak with the conference attendees. We've got to speak with Elam Gallic in the Replomat, Ambassador Charal in Quox Bar, Captain Sean in the shipyard, and Struss in the multi-purpose room. So Bridget Garrick is here. Now there will be a sound glitch because Garrick is not supposed to be here. There was originally an ambassador who was here, and when we do the next section, the two of them will speak over each other. So just bear with me on that sound issue.
I'm looking forward to the conference. I'm sure the discussion on the Borg will be enlightening. Your government's position will be of particular interest to me. Clearly, the Borg are a major threat to the Quadrant. However, Cardassia's ability to assist in any action against them will be somewhat limited.
Okay.
If you will recall, we dismantled our military after the Dominion War. We still maintain a small force, but for planetary defense only. Any Cardassian military vessels you may have seen were undoubtedly stolen by the so-called True Way. Regrettably, Starfleet has yet to put a stop to their campaign of terror, though I'm sure they're giving it their best effort.
We just defeated the True Way, so yeah, Captain Cullen unfortunately has been unavoidably detained. We will delay the start of the conference until he's ready.
I'm reminded of an associate of mine, Gul Mavek. He was stationed here during the Dominion occupation. During his time here, he developed a fondness for Bajoran distilled Kanar. Apparently, during the Cardassian occupation, the soldiers wanted their favorite libation, but there was not enough Kanar in the shipments from home. So these resourceful young officers conscripted a group of Bajorans, mostly from the religious houses, to distill Kanar for them. The Kanar from Bajor has a different color and flavor from Cardassian vintages. Purists frown on it, of course, but many Cardassians developed quite a taste for it while they were here. Needless to say, it is impossible to find it on Cardassian Prime. I was hoping to acquire some for Mavek before returning home, but I'm afraid the conference is demanding my attention. Perhaps you could be of assistance?
Oh, yeah, I'll see if I can find any. Ian and Garrick, the Cardassian representative of the Borg for the Borg talks at the AS9, wants a bottle of Kanar, Bajoran distilled Kanar. The vintage is rare and normally available in stores. You may need to speak to multiple people on the AS9 to find it. So, there are several people we can speak to, which we can try to find this bottle of Kanar. So the first person that we can speak to is over here. Not him, sorry. It's him. It's Peg. It's Pag, sorry. Pag. So here. Do you have a bottle of distilled Kanar? I heard that you were looking for something special. That happens to be my specialty. I can get anything you need for the right price. Thank you for your help. Now, it's random. RNG who has it. It's either Pang here. There's a person outside the Bajoran temple who's got it. Quark's got it. Ambassador Sorrell might have it, and Commander Andrews up in Ops has a bottle. Basically, you learn the truth. If you speak with Andrews or Panan, you learn it was Falk's Labour camps that made this made this Kanar. So it's and the Bajorans basically destroyed everything because of the way it was made. So we speak to Eden.
I'm looking forward to the conference. If you will recall, we dismantled our military after the Dominion War. We still maintain a small force, but for planetary defense only. Any Cardassian military vessels you may have seen were undoubtedly stolen by the so-called True Way. Regrettably, Starfleet has yet to put a stop to their campaign of terror, though I'm sure they're giving it their best effort.
As you can see, I've learned it's an insult to the to the Bajorans. You do that, it pisses him off, and you won't get in it. And we have to rely on our diplomatic skill to get us through the conference. So I'll just give it to him. I was able to find the Kanar you wanted. Please accept it as a gift.
Impressive. Authentic Bajoran Kanar is hard to come by, even here. You're quite a resourceful individual. Thank you for your assistance. If at some point I can assist you in return, all you need to do is ask.
Basically, we just earned a favour from from Garrick. There is method to my madness, don't worry. So, now, normally I would go into Quox and speak with Ambassador Sarah. But I'm going to go and speak with Captain Sean first. Now, there used to be a bug on this that for Sarah's thing, he wants to have access to a holosuite, and you had to try and negotiate something for him, and you couldn't speak to Captain Sean, so I'll speak to Captain Sean now.
You kept your head in that tricky situation in the Iconia system. Good to have people like you on our side.
What tricky situation in the Iconian system? Oh, with the Romulans.
And I'm glad there's someone else here who's faced the Borg in battle. We have a perspective the rest of these full-time diplomats don't.
Captain Curlin is dealing with a problem in the cargo bays at the start of the conference has been delayed.
I hope the problem's not too serious. That's unfortunate. I was hoping to get some assistance from DS9 to deal with some issues on my ship. We've been on deep space patrols for more than a month, and this is the first chance we've had to get back to a real starbase. My ship needs repairs, and I'm running out of spit and wishes to hold her together.
Good luck. I hope you find something. Now,
you kept your head, and I'm glad they're...
Now, he used to give you duty officer missions, but clearly he doesn't do that anymore. Anyway, the thing he's referring to is we can help him out with that. He's in command of the USS Belfast, which is a Defiant class warship. So, now, let's go and speak. Well, Strass will just be a standard mission, and then we'll just go and wander around. So this used to be huge. This place, it's so good that they condensed it. I do miss this old version of the station, but it was like this bit here. It's like, where the hell did they fit this in the series? Here is Ambassador Strass.
I was informed you would be here. Have you come with another friendly reminder from Commander Andrews? Feel free to report back to her and let her know that I haven't eaten the furniture or scared away the Dabo players. Not yet, anyway.
Commander Andrews wanted you to know that the start of the conference has been delayed.
That is troubling. My ship is waiting to return to Kronos as soon as these talks are completed. I have no wish to linger here any longer than is necessary.
Okay. So let's now go and speak with Ambassador Shara. Quox. Here's the ambassador.
Greetings. My name is Sarah, and I speak for the Deferi. Until recently, my people isolated ourselves from the rest of the galaxy in an attempt to remain neutral. We seek balance in all things, and therefore choose not to take sides in conflicts that do not concern us. The Borg, however, threaten everyone. My own world has been scarred by the Collective. I look forward to hearing your thoughts about how we can deal with the Borg when the conference convenes.
Captain Cullen had a situation you must deal with immediately. I'm sorry to tell you that the start of the conference has been delayed.
I understand. I must find something to do with my free time. I had been hoping to spend some time in one of the holosuites here. Several people have recommended them, and there is an historical holo program, the Matara Nebula, that I have been eager to play. Could you help me gain access to a holosuite? An hour or two would be more than sufficient.
Let me see what I can do. There should be a way to get a reservation for you. So, Ambassador Sarah Dafari is on looking to visit this holosuites while visiting Deep Space Nine. Holosuite reservations available from Hadron and Quarks. That's now Quark. And Hadron's gone. He's now Quark. But Hadron was the original bartender. So, we'll talk to Quark.
What can I get for you?
I need to reserve a holosuite for the Dafari Ambassador.
Sorry, I can't help you there. All of the holosuites are booked solid for the next week. I almost have more business than I can handle. Almost. Might be time to expand. Been thinking about a franchise operation for some time now. A Quarks in every sector, a Quarks in every quadrant. The only way you're going to get a reservation for today is by traveling back in time 3 months and making one there. That was a joke, by the way. You and I both know that the Federation gets pretty cranky about someone violating the Temporal Prime Directive.
Yeah, what if I find someone willing to give up their reservation?
I don't have any problem with that, as long as it doesn't make any problems for me. Understand? You bring Chief Rowe curling in here asking about someone shaking people down for holosuite reservations, I won't hesitate to point out any suspicious characters I know.
Okay, so we need to speak with patrons to try to get their thing. Heck, do you know this place sells real ale? You can get simple hole if you want, but this stuff is great. Ha, you're just my type. Do anything later? Do you have a reservation in the holosuite for today? Aggressive, aren't you? That's good, I like that. And I do know you have a holosuite reserved. I already have a program, but I'm sure we can change it to something that's more fun for two. Would you like to get a drink and dinner beforehand, or should I just meet you there? I'd like to acquire your reservation, but I don't want to share. Oh, that's a shame. I thought we already had something. The reservation isn't for sale. However, if you change your mind, I might consider letting you join me. Then again, maybe not. You Starfleet types aren't much fun. Go away. I don't want your company, especially yours. Do you have a holosuite reservation for today? Who wants to know? I need a reservation. Interested in selling yours? No. Why are you still here? Go away. That's the last patron. Always named Zara, the last one. Hey there. May I interest you in some self-sealing stem bolts? Do you have a reservation in the holosuite? I do. I'm going to use the holosuite to help demonstrate all the wonders of quality self-sealing stem bolts to the very important potential customer. Between you and me, these things are harder to move than you might think. I need a reservation. Interested in making a deal? I need to sell my entire inventory, or my profits this month will be way off projections. That's why I reserved the holosuite. I need to make a great impression on this new customer. But if you bought all my stem bolts, then I might cancel my meeting and catch the next shuttle out of here. Do we have a deal? I don't need that many stem bolts, but I might be able to arrange a buyer for you. Deal. I'll be here until my meeting starts. If you find a buyer for my self-stealing stem bolts before then, I'll give you my holosuite reservation. Now, you can go and speak with Quark if he wants to buy them, but the person who does buy them is, of course, as we've just found out, is Captain Sean. Captain Sean needs the parts.
Sorry to trouble you again, but Captain Curlin is wrapping up the problem.
Yeah, we need to go and speak with, should have cut her off. So sorry to trouble you again, but Captain Curlin is wrapping up in the problem with the cargo bay, but we'll still be able to start soon. I've notified the other attendees, but our opening speaker isn't responding to hails. Would you please track him down? Admiral Jacques Tem mentioned finding something place quiet. You might try the upper promenade or the temple. Locate Admiral Jacques Tem. I'm going to speak to him soon. We'll complete this mission. Yeah, so Captain Sean is looking for the he's looking for these parts, so come over to him and say, hey Captain Sean, want some stem bolts?
You kept your head in that, and I'm glad there's someone else here who's faced the Borg in battle. We have a perspective the rest of these full-time diplomats don't.
Do you need large quantities of self-steam stem bolts?
How many do you have? My chief engineer has been looking for stem bolts for weeks. He wants to do some upgrades to the Belfast, and the Defiant class has always been a little touchy. Sometimes it's best to use what works, even if the technology's a little out of date. We've made inquiries with several traders, but everyone we talked to dumped their inventories after the speculation bubble burst. Some Ferengi out there made a small fortune a few months ago cornering the stem bolt market, but now that supply is gone. I was hoping to find some here, but so far I haven't had the chance. If you know of a source, my crew could make the upgrades we need without having to find an industrial replicator.
So we'll speak to Czar and tell him that the deal is on. Captain Sean, who I incidentally had the same last name as. Kind of role playing the fact that I'm his grandfather. I'm probably not, but yeah, I come from 2270, and this is 24 and 9, so yeah, could be his grandfather. Died on the USS Clemson in a battle. Yeah, brought forward in time. So, do you have a buyer for my stem bolts? Yes, a ship captain wants to acquire your entire stock. That's fantastic news. I have the stem bolts sent to his ship immediately. If I catch the next shuttle, I'll be home in time for my daughter's birthday. Tell Hadron, that's Quark, that my Island Suite reservation is yours. Thanks again. They'll come over to Quark or Hayden. Still says to return to Hayden, but it's of course Quark.
What can I get for you?
Zara's willing to give me a Holosuite reservation.
Good for you. There is the small matter of the reservation transfer fee, however.
Now, Quark is going to fleece us for gold plus platinum. It's a Ferengi, you know. Let's just see how low we can get him to go. What's the reservation transfer fee?
There is a minor fee associated with transferring a Holosuite reservation. It's just enough to cover my administrative costs.
Now, if you go
10,000 gold press platinum, payable immediately.
Now, if you just give him 10,000, then you get the accolade. No loads of business. I think it's basically just says basically you're an idiot. Just bear with me and see what the accolades. His name. Yeah, so. Yeah, so you fail to negotiate the finder's fee with him. You just basically says you're you're stupid. And Cork will be laughing all the way to the bank. And 10,000 gold press platinum is a lot of bars of platinum. They say, what? That's outrageous.
I can see you're a tough negotiator. And you do have a paid reservation. I'll make you a deal to speed things up so you can go save Captain Proton, or whatever it is you need the Holosuite. 2,000 gold press platinum. I'm losing money here, but I'll do it for you.
Are you insane?
You're killing me. All right. I'll give you the friends and family discount. But you owe me one, and I have every intention of collecting. 100 gold press latinum. Final offer. I suggest you take it.
100 gold press latinum sounds reasonable. Here you go.
Pleasure doing business with you. Enjoy yourself. Drop by any time you're on DS9.
So we just fleeced Quack. Don't get an accolade for that though. You just go straight in with 10,000. And the Latinum is pretty easy to get. If you're at this level, the Admiralty missions, basically anything down here gives you Latinum. It means there's 1.7k there. And of course you can play Dabo with Lita here. So speak to the ambassador.
Greetings. My name is Sarah, and I speak for the Deferi. Until recently, my people isolated ourselves from the rest of the galaxy in an attempt to remain neutral. We seek balance in all things, and therefore choose not to take sides in conflicts that do not concern us. The Borg, however, threaten everyone. My own world has been scarred by the Collective. I look forward to hearing your thoughts about how we can deal with the Borg when the conference convenes.
I was able to get a reservation at the holosuite for you, and please enjoy yourself.
Wonderful. Most of the holotechnology on Defera is used for training or utilitarian purposes, so I don't have many chances to use a holosuite for entertainment. Thank you for your assistance. I hope you didn't go through too much trouble on my account.
You need to do those really, otherwise you've got to rely on your diplomacy level, and if it's not very high, you'll fail. So it's easier to get them out of the way, but that is on your duty officers, which is there, the diplomatic level. You just run these missions again, cancel them. So we've got to come over here to the huge temple and speak with the Admiral Jacques Tem.
My apologies, both to you and Commander Andrews. It's not often that I get some time to myself these days. Captain Kurland offered me the use of his office, but I came here instead for some peace and quiet. Peace. It's in far too short of supply these days. I've been in Starfleet for a long time. I've seen more battles than I care to remember. But this one, there's no reasoning with the Borg. There's no chance for a non-violent solution. I only hope that we can unite before they come for us. No one is safe.
Ever the optimist, isn't he? But then he is, of course, Tellarite. So Tellarites are just naturally miserable. So let's come over to these giant turbo lift doors and go to the conference room. So take a seat at the conference table. You should be here. Right. Take any seat.
Welcome, everyone. I'm so pleased that you all agreed to join us here today. As many of you are all too aware, the Borg attacks are increasing. If they are left unchecked, Starfleet predicts that the entire Alpha Quadrant could fall within 3 years. We all must work together to push these invaders out of our space and protect our homes and families.
I do not agree. My empire will stand, with or without your assistance. The Klingon Empire has never been stronger than it is right now. I dare the Borg to challenge us. Starfleet may cower in fear before a bunch of machines, but we do not.
If the Borg assimilate everyone in the quadrant,
from the
the
Klingon
might
Empire meant
of the
to
Klingon
say is that
Empire will
he hopes we are
pale
also
in
crippled by
comparison
our
to that
efforts
of
to
the
stop the Borg. We will be no match for a battle-hardened Klingon fleet. I
How
do
does the
not
proverb
want
go?
to be assimilated, but I don't
yes.
want to be a
The
servant
wind
to the Klingon
does
Empire
not
either.
respect a fool.
The Deferi believe that all things must be in balance. We cannot counter the Borg threat if we ourselves are counter to one another. The Deferi do not wish to act against any of you. Therefore, should this meeting not reach a consensus, our best course of action is to not act at all.
Starfleet will do what it must to protect the Federation. However, if you want our assistance, you need to be willing to protect yourselves and contribute to this campaign. The Borg will be stronger if any of your civilizations are assimilated. Starfleet's hard at work developing new technology and tactics. We, at least, will be ready. And if we can't cooperate, I hope you don't suffer. And that we develop new weapons in time.
This is getting us nowhere. We came together in the spirit of cooperation. We need to find common ground.
Alright, that's Captain Curlin, by the way.
Did you have something you wanted to add to this discussion?
Ambassador stressed the Klingon Empire would be foolish to ignore this fight.
Be careful. You are dangerously close to insulting the honor of the Klingon Empire.
Now, I have high enough diplomacy just to convince me right out. As you can see there, without your help, every civilization representing the Borg will fall to the Borg, and that would make it. But I'm going to go say this as if you don't have it. So, to convince Strass here, you talk about honor, but doesn't your honor require you to fight at all strengths against the enemy like the Borg?
Do not presume to know what our honor demands. The Empire's pursuit of honor does not mean we are compelled to fight other people's battles.
Is it honourable to hold back your full strength in a fight?
Full strength? Ha! The might of the Klingon Empire can stand against the entire galaxy. Let them come.
As an empire, you are strong, but in this quadrant, strong without you, the Borg will not take sides. They will oppose everyone.
What does the Empire gain by fighting at your side? We do not need to be hamstrung by your weakness, or to put your needs above our own.
Our needs are shared. If any single planet falls to the Borg, it will make them stronger.
Ha! Starfleet won't survive without our assistance. It is good, then, that we see the merit in fighting at your side in this instance. It would not be honorable for us to reserve our strength while others go out to fight. That is a trick worthy of a Romulan.
Now, did you have something you wanted to add to this discussion?
Ambassador Sky, Cardassians will be weakened where your government does not participate in this accord. Now, that's the person who was here, was Rugon Sky was the original person, as you heard in the cutscene there, fighting with Garrick for whoever wanted to speak. But we speak to him.
Cardassia Prime is still rebuilding from the Dominion War. We've achieved a great deal, but there is still much more to do. The continued threat of the true way makes progress difficult. Simply put, draining Cardassia's limited resources to fight the Borg will be a hard sell to the Detapa Council.
Now, it's the diplomacy rank 3 to convince Garrick to outright to join us. So it's a good thing we don't have that high to convince him. But what you need to convince Garrick, you got to say, what about your people? So it's this one. So what about your people? What will happen to them when the Borg invade Cardassia Prime?
We will protect our home world until the very end. Never think otherwise. Believe me, we understand the threat of the Borg. We just don't have the resources of the Federation or the Klingons. Even the Republic is in a better state in that regard. Defending Cardassia is not only our first option, it is our only viable option.
Yeah. If you don't have the diplomacy, you're going to have to have completed that mission to give Garrick the bottle of Kanar. Without it, you can't convince Cardassia to join. So complete that mission and you'll get this mission completion. Garrick, without your help, the Cardassians will be looking for a new home, and even those will not be safe for the Borg. And then it complete. If you say, fine, I don't want you. If you don't want us help, then why should we help you? Mission failed. You can't convince Cardassia to join this alliance. So we should say that one.
There is a certain wisdom in forming a unified force here. And Cardassia has other assets to lend to the effort besides brute force. Intelligence gathering, for example. Now, I just need to convince the Detapa Council, which is far easier said than done. I might have better luck fighting a Borg cube by myself.
Now, did you have something you wanted to add to this discussion?
Ambassador Sorrel, balance can only be preserved with the help of the Defari.
Maintaining balance with all things must be our primary concern.
He's diplomacy rank 2 to outright convince him to join the alliance. So we can do that, but I completed the mission. If you don't have diplomacy high enough to convince him, you say this isn't about balance. This is about stopping the Borg before they assimilate our world. If you say this one, you fail. You'll just say, don't care. Balance, 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 balance. I like their balance, the Defari.
My world is one of those at risk, but I cannot reject balance, even to save my home and people. The universe uses conflict to restore the balance when we move too far out of equilibrium. The Borg advance, as painful as it may be, is simply another adjustment.
So mission completion, because we've done the thing to get him a holosuite. The Borg do not seek balance, instead of incorporating a person into their collective. They dominate, wiping away traces of who the person once was. This furthers the imbalance.
It is one thing to choose to swim upstream against the current. It is quite another to drain the river because it is flowing in the wrong direction. The Borg do not respect the balance. We will offer what support we can to your fight.
And continue.
Now, did you have something you wanted to add to this discussion?
Captain Sean, the Federation cannot afford to give the Borg a foothold in the Alpha Quadrant.
Starfleet will do everything we can to protect the Federation and its allies. However, there are too many drains on our resources and a limited number of ships and officers. It may be simply unfeasible for us to sign on to be the protector of the entire Alpha Quadrant. Besides, we need to consider the Prime Directive. There are limits to what we can do.
So again, I've got high enough diplomacy to just convince him outright. But to convince Starfleet to join, just say to him, I thought mutual protection is one of the tenets of which the Federation was founded.
Under dire circumstances, Starfleet may be forced to pull back from protecting all life to a position where we can defend only the core worlds. I hope it doesn't come to that. If it does, however, the needs of the many must outweigh the needs of the few.
The Borg are a bigger threat than any one of us can handle on our own. We need to work together.
Starfleet recognizes the Borg threaten all life in the Alpha Quadrant. We've lost too much already. We cannot lose any more. Eventually, we'll all need to put our differences aside and unite in opposition to the Borg or anyone else who sows chaos and destruction. We'll put an end to this together.
Let's take a quick recess to cool off. And that's funny, I don't remember anyone being scheduled to fly through the wormhole today.
Dominion.
There's something coming out of the wormhole. Captain, it's a Dominion fleet. They're charging weapons. Red alert!
Jem'Hadar boarding the station. Get the delegates out of here.
We have to get out of here!
It is time to leave.
Evac Protocol Alpha. Andrews, get everyone to shuttles. Prep the Defiant for launch. Blast it. The Jem'Hadar have cut off access to ops. Karen, you'll need to coordinate the evacuation. We'll get the delegates to the docking ring, and then I'll try to join you in ops.
Okay. Now, Jem'Hadar, he did actually kill him, Strass. But he clearly survived that. So let's get the Starfleet conference room. Into the promenade. Now, we're a tactical officer, so we need to... So, we need to take the weapons. And we're giving them to the ambassadors. Now, I think this is engineering. Which we're not. And then science is here, or the security officer. I think is Rowe. Oh shit. Baby versions of Kid going to town. Fly down to the shipyard, just down here. So this commander of the Jem'Hadar, vaporize him. Captain, we need to get you back on the ship. We'll hold the position as long as we can, but the Jem'Hadar fleet is approaching the station. So we head out over here and we leave the space station. Support the ship. We leave DS9. So we've got an accolade there, basically, for convincing everyone to join. I like to convince everyone to join it. I mean, it used to be bugged back in the day. You couldn't speak with Sean to get the stem bolts bugged out, and it was annoying. It was like a couple of months before they even bothered to fix it. Now, this is a destroyer, so it's going to be a lot more sturdier than our previous ship. But we don't have access to fighters. Well, we're going to have a ton of shield power. Still the same weapon configuration, so. But we'll be able to stay more in the fight with the front of our ships. I do have a new bridge officer, which I haven't introduced. It's actually Lita. It's a mirror universe version of her. Now we've got to help the ships escape. Now, back in the day, these ships can get destroyed if you don't get there quick enough. That's the USS Belfast helped out. That is the USS Parker. It's named after Kaya Parker. USS Fletcher. I wonder if that's named after the actress who played Kai Wynn. First time I've seen that power. that's utilising those mission pods on the top of the ship. And the USS Pender died. So, like I say, ships can die, and here's an accolades to save all the ships, so I might come back and do that.
Captain Curland, good to know that you and the delegates are safe. Jem'Hadar have stormed the station and we're losing critical areas. The Defiant has launched and I've evacuated everyone possible, but a few of us stayed to...
Andrews? Andrews! Someone, answer me! What's going on?
Captain, my name is Loris, and I represent the Dominion. This station, and all remaining souls on it, are now under our control.
Just killed Andrews. Captain, there's nothing more we can do but see our guests to safety. They've been in contact with Starfleet and they would like us to return to base. You're planning for a counter-offensive underway, but for today the station belongs to the Jem'Hadar. It is our duty to ensure that the base does not fall to them as well. have a walk to Bajor. Yeah, and that's how it's kind of like backwards, because we will regroup, recover, and stake and retake what is ours. The fleet is retreating to Bajor since Bajor space to protect the station, protect the planet once the Jem'Hadar decide to push their advantage. Captain Curlin is in contact with Starfleet Command, and we will be routing all available ships to this region. Defeat them once. We defeat them once, and we can do again. So we'll get a full rifle. So, and then we need to counter-attack and retake Deep Space Nine.
Of course we do. However, that is not a simple matter. Starfleet is routing all available ships here, and the Federation Council is contacting the Klingon Chancellor as well. We are also sending messages to the Gamma Quadrant in an attempt to open a dialogue with the Dominion. But we are fighting a war on multiple fronts. We have to consider the Borg, the Undine, and the Romulans, as well as the Klingons. It will take time to marshal our resources and plan a counterattack. You and your ship will be part of that plan. Until we are prepared, though, we need to do whatever we can to contain the Jem'Hadar fleet at DS9 and protect Bajor. Losing DS9 is bad enough. Losing a Federation world would be unthinkable.
So when we come back, we'll in the next part, which is part 34, we'll be doing of Bajor, and then we'll find out what the plan is, what they plan. Now, I kind of asked about Face, really, because the Lost Dominion is before the Cardassian struggle. That makes it real sense, because Commander Sheress replaced Commander Andrews, who was killed in the previous cutscene. So, yeah, bit weird that one, but we will worry about that in the next part of a Bajor. But thank you very much for watching. Please do subscribe, comment, and also like the video, like the stream, and I will see you in part 34. Live long and prosper.